I know that the title of this video is a little over the top and in your face, but please just hear me out. Lately, I've been getting a ton of emails from people basically saying this: I've lost 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is, and I still feel the same. What's wrong with me? Or what's going on here? And I feel like the simplest answer is because you are the same person. And I feel like a lot of people seem to think, and it's completely valid that you feel like this, and it's understandable because I felt the same exact way. They think, and I thought, that when you lose weight, you're automatically going to become happy and you're automatically not going to have any problems anymore and everything's going to be great. And I feel like it's just really easy to think like this because especially when you see like those before and after pictures, it seems like everyone always uses a picture from when they were fat, when they maybe weren't paying attention to the camera, they didn't know their picture was being taken, maybe they're eating a hamburger or something like that, right? So they just look bad, they look terrible, they look sad, they just don't look happy, right? And then the after picture that they use, someone that's all happy and maybe flexing or is really happy to have their picture be taken, and you know, that's what you're used to seeing. So you think, I think mentally you think, okay, so I'm overweight and I'm unhappy, so I'll lose weight and become happy. And that's just, it's not that simple, and it really isn't that simple, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. I don't really have much points that I want to make other than just give you guys my experience, and hopefully that will help some of you guys out. Lately I've been thinking, you know, why do I have this channel? Like, what is the point of it? Why did I decide to start it? And videos like this are the reason that I decided to start this channel. Now, I love making vlogs and I will continue doing those because I honestly enjoy how creative I'm able to be with them. But videos like this, very simple videos where I'm able to talk to you guys, maybe give you some advice or just let you know what I've been through so hopefully you can avoid it. That's why I make videos. So I remember, this is, you know, just my experience. I remember when I was morbidly obese, and the reason that I say that, the reason I always say morbidly obese is because I tend to forget that that's where I was. And I was at a point where I was going to start losing and had already kind of started losing like certain mobility, being able to be independent with certain things. Like I was there, right? I was at that point. And I remember I used to think to myself, if I would just lose this weight, I would be happy. If I would just lose this weight, everything will be better. If I would just lose this weight, I would never have any more struggles. I would be just always happy. And like honestly, it's not that simple. And you know, I've lost the weight. Obviously, I've had the weight off for 2 years now, or maybe even a little bit longer, a little bit short. I don't know exactly, but I still have things that I dealt with then that are still like mentally the things that I deal with. You know, the most obvious ones are, you know, like anxiety. I really struggle with that still, and it's something that I'm working on, and it's something that's gotten better for sure, but it hasn't gone away, right? It hasn't just completely left because I've lost weight. And I remember I used to think that that's what happened, that's what should happen, and it's just not true. And I just want people to kind of really think about like, what is it that you're going through? What is it that you know, being overweight obviously is going to stunt the quality of your life, or it's gonna, you know, it's gonna impede on the quality of your life, right? Is that the right word? I don't know. But it's gonna, you know, you're not gonna be living the best life that you could be, right? Especially if you're morbidly obese. That's how I felt. And it was definitely true for me, right? But just because you lose the weight, that doesn't mean that it's gonna completely solve everything and make your life perfect. And that's the thing that a lot of people, they seem to think, and it's almost like a fairy tale that they want to believe that, and I understand why that's, you know, so enticing and that you would want to believe that and you would want that to be true because it's so simple. But you know, as humans, as how we are, we're not that simple, and we have a lot of things that are going on. We have a lot of other things that are taking place that you maybe have to consider when you are deciding to lose weight. And the reason I'm making this video is just, you know, if you are dealing with mental health issues, no matter how small or how big, you know, when you lose weight, you have to make sure you're working on those things as well. If you feel like you're always lonely, if you feel like nobody likes you, if you feel like all of these things, right, that I honestly believe that they're not just going to go away just because you've lost the weight. Now, your life might change and you might become a different person, and you might, you know, really feel like a different person, but those things that you're struggling with internally when you are obese, or when you are maybe even just a little bit overweight, whatever it is, right? They're still gonna be there when you lose the weight. They're still gonna be, it's still gonna be who you are as a person, you know? I still believe that I'm the same person, you know, on the inside, and like, not the same exact person. You know, you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's not like I completely turned into a new being after I lost weight. Like, the things that I struggled with, I still struggle with. The things that I was insecure about, I'm still insecure about. The things that maybe I was good at, I'm still good at, I think, you know? And it's not all bad or anything like that. And I'm not trying to say this to scare anybody. I'm not trying to say this to make anyone feel like be scared of losing weight. But I'm just saying this so if you are deciding to lose weight, or if you are losing weight right now, and you're feeling like this, and you're feeling like, man, I'm not feeling any happier, I'm not feeling any, I hope that this video kind of resonates with you. I hope that you kind of understand what I'm saying, and you don't feel alone anymore, right? That's the main thing. I don't want you to feel like there's something wrong with you because you feel like this, because it's completely normal. It's completely normal. And I feel like I still am going through this. That's the reason I'm making this. Like, I still am going through this, and there are still days where I wake up and I'm like, man, that's a whole other story. But, you know, it's not going to solve everything. Just understand that. And will it, you know, increase the quality of life? Will it make you live longer? Losing weight? Yeah, absolutely. And that's awesome. And like, I really feel like it's helped me a ton. And I really feel like I have, you know, gotten such a better life from it. But just because, like, I always get this comment, right? So I'll use maybe like a before picture of when I'm smiling or something, right? When I'm happy, I'm having a good time. And then I'll use an after picture of maybe in the gym when I'm like super sweaty, or I just got through a workout and maybe I'm not smiling, right? And people will leave this comment. It always makes me laugh, because it's just such like a, people seem to think in black and white, and like yes and no, and like there's no in between, right? So they'll comment like, man, you looked way happier when you were overweight, and now you probably just hate everything. And like, I'm just like, it's not that simple. Like, just because I was overweight doesn't mean that I always hated everything, and like all I thought about was how overweight I was, and I never had a good time, and I never enjoyed my life, and I never had good experiences. And then it's the same on the flip side, right? Just because I've lost weight doesn't mean that I'm always happy. It doesn't mean that I'm always going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that everything's always going to be great. People seem to think that it's like black and white, and it's just not like that. There are those gray areas, and like that's the main thing. Like, you're living in the gray areas, right? You're not living in like the extreme left, the extreme right. You're living in the middle. You're dealing with all of these things. So I'm not sure what this video even is. I'm not sure like what. I just hope that somebody's watching this and that it helps them, and they understand, and they feel it, and they get what I'm going through. And you know, another reason I wanted to make this video was because I would love to have some sort of dialogue down in the comments. Like, if you're losing weight, if you've lost weight, if you're thinking about losing weight, whatever it is, right? Share your experience. Like, I would love to hear what you're going through, what you've been through, and I'm sure people that are hopefully that are watching this video, maybe that are too nervous to comment, or maybe are feeling the same way, but again, they're too nervous to comment, that they can read those comments, and they can read your stories, and not just my story, right? They can read what you guys have been through, and maybe they'll feel better, and maybe they'll comment and talk to each other. There'll be that dialogue down in the comment section, because I feel like that's important, and I feel like I love, you know, obviously I love sharing my voice, but I want you guys to be able to share your voice as well, and share what you've been through. So again, like I said, I don't really know exactly, like I hope that video helps. It's not like I have 3 steps to definitely be happier when you're losing weight, but you know, I do know that I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. So if there are like really serious issues, like, you know, you're feeling like you want to maybe end your life or things like that, like, please go seek advice from them and not from me, because like I said, I'm not a doctor. But you know, if you are just kind of struggling with feeling like nothing's changing, or that like life isn't perfect now that you've lost weight, I hope this video at least showed you that that's totally normal and there's nothing wrong with you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look up if I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.